Alright, now let me find the proper number. And we are ready to motherfucking yap. I'm gonna have to see how this lighting look like in the TikTok clips and all that. But anyways, no, not Spotify. This shit. So it has been about a week since I've gotten up here and yapped, and I skipped a day yesterday. So we do have quite a bit yappage, quite a bit capching up to do. And the first thing we're gonna talk about, I think this will be more of a quick one. Apparently soon Fortnite is released. Hold on, buddy. Thank you. Relax yourself. Thank you. Anyway, apparently this week Fortnite will be releasing proximity chat. Now I want to see if this is locked to like a specific mode or if this is just gonna be in general before like I give my thoughts, because that affects what I'm gonna say a little bit. According to this new claim, it's just a rumor. So take this with a big fat, hey, you. Nothing for you to lick. Now stop it. Apparently Fortnite, according to a rumor, Fortnite may add proximity chat. So let's read it. The first time we heard about FBS getting proximity chat was last month when data miners found some separate creative proximity chat files that could be incorporated into the Battle Royale. Now new details have surfaced, blah, blah, blah. The latest Fortnite prox chat shadow drop comes from the reliable HypeX on Zitter, who received their information via this tweet. So again, there's a leak, but let's read the OG tweet and see what they saying. Zero build 80 players BR map, don't care. You can join leave squads mid-match. My question about that is, because it's been a while since I've consistently played Fortnite, and I wanted to see if this news would like give me some motivation to maybe re-download it for a couple days. But you can leave, like, how does that benefit anybody? Like, if I'm in the middle of a squad, in the middle of a match, and I leave the squad, like, what? Like, maybe one of y'all can tell me, but I don't see the benefit in that. You must set voice chat to everyone to queue. Why? What the fuck does that do? All right, let me see if there's something in the comment. Yeah, this definitely won't go completely wrong. Bro, the install's going to be legendary. This might save the player counts. Nigga, Fortnite is an all-time legendary game. They're not worried about player counts. I feel like many will be banned, and also they should definitely add Laugh It Up back into the shop specifically for this. I don't know why people are saying Fortnite fell off. You know what? It might be people in the Fortnite community that are, because Fortnite is our first truly huge example of a forever game in terms of the common cultural media zeitgeist. Because like, technically, if somebody wanted to be an asshole, they could be like, what about RuneScape? I believe RuneScape came out before League of Legends, because it's either RuneScape or League of Legends as the first one. Because I know they both came out before Roblox. Release date. RuneScape release date, so January 2001. LOL release date 2009. Wait, League of Legends came out around the same time as this Roblox? Okay, so yeah, I was right. It would be RuneScape. Technically, a lot of people would say either RuneScape, World of War. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm thinking of World of Warcraft. Not League of Legends. Not LOL. WoW. Okay, that's the type of date I was expecting. 2004. But still, RuneScape came out a whole 3 years before that. So it would be RuneScape. So technically, I feel like a lot of people would say that League of Legends, WoW, RuneScape, and a bunch of other games are technically forever games. But I feel like Fortnite is the first forever game that really left the hardcore gaming community. Because like, if you aren't a hardcore gamer, you're not playing World of Warcraft. If you're not a hardcore gamer, you're not playing stuff like League of Legends. I feel like Fortnite is one of those not rare shooting games, but it's one of those shooters where it's easy to pick up, hard to master in a way that's very friendly to beginners, but also friendly to people who want to sit there and crank 180s and do all this other complicated stuff. So like, it's one of the first big cultural zeitgeist for ever games outside of gaming. Because technically, like I said, the first one that comes to mind for me is RuneScape. I wouldn't be mad if you said League of Legends, because that's still active to this day, or World of Warcraft, because that's still active to this day. Shit, some people might even say Wizards 101, because believe it or not, that shit is still active to this day. And I believe it's still owned by Disney, because I know like the Toon Forge one, that one isn't owned by Disney, and well, it isn't owned by Disney anymore. And I'm not sure if Pirates 101 is still active, and we know what happened to Club Penguin. It's Disney WIZA Wizards 101. How come ended up closing? But Wizard 101 is still here. Okay, so yeah, and this was made 3 years ago. So yeah, it's still alive and owned by Disney. Wait, is it not owned by Disney? Club Penguin and Toontown were assets of Disney that got axed the moment Disney felt they were no longer profitable. So it's made by a completely different studio. All I know is when I grew up, I saw commercials on fucking Disney all the time for it. So yeah, that. Oh wait, actually, my dumb ass got my whole. Give me a second. I got my whole second screen set up fucked up. All right, now that that's done, yeah, I don't see how joining and leaving a squad mid-match, I don't understand this quality of life feature. Maybe it's something I'm missing, but proximity chat could be a game changer for I feel like I don't have to read the rest of this. Proximity chat would be cool, because like I think the funny clips and moments that come out of proximity chat are always fucking amazing. Because like, for example, in Warzone, when they added proximity chat, those were some of the funniest clips of all time, especially when they added proximity chat on top of the fact where in Black Ops 6, where you could grab people from the back, and like you could throw them into a wall and hump them. Like the clips that came out of that were fucking hilarious. Like I remember the clip where somebody got held at gunpoint on Warzone and got told to get on a bed and drop all their money and get humped. Like, bro, that's one of the, like, shit like that is always funny to see, like stuff from the community. And now, staying in a vein of shooters, but going in a route that you're not about to expect. I don't have to read too hard to this in specific. I just wanted to note that I think this is cool and interesting, and just shows that even though this is like the first Battlefield before they throw like 66 Battlefields down our throat and we eventually get Battlefield fatigue. What the fuck? Hey, I just got a random gifted on Twitch. Anyway, the fact that Battlefield 6 like has this amount of detail is cool, because when it comes to Battlefield, there was already a statement from the developer saying they're trying to make this a yearly franchise. 1, and 2, we know that any studio, any evil studio that makes a yearly franchise, the first thing they do is the first game that they come out with in a while, that's the best it'll usually ever be. Then 5 games down the line, maybe you'll get an entry that's significantly different enough that warrants purchasing it. Then another 5 games, so on and so forth. So for the next 5 years, this is gonna be as hype and as excited as we are for Battlefield 6, unless in the next game they just change up the format of shooting stuff so significantly that we just bust nuts all over the place. And like, I really wanted to note that and say how significant that is, because, and let me get the music out. Well, let me preface this with this statement. Gaming as a medium has been around for years, and I would say it entered the cultural mainstream, the cultural zeitgeist, somewhere in the 90s. It started entering in the 80s, but it fully entered somewhere in the 90s with games like Grand Theft Auto, with games like Mortal Kombat, a little later on down the line, games like Call of Duty. And even later on down the line, games like Battlefield 6. Now, why am I mentioning those specific games? Well, think about what they all have in common. Guns, blood, gore, violence. Some of you may know where this is going. Some of you may not. Gaming gets dragged into debate over radicalization of the CK boomer. Now, before I go further on this topic, I just want to state, because some people are fucking stupid and you have to state this for legal reasons. This is my opinion and does not affect any organization I have or will work for or work with in any way, shape, or form, whether I'm mentioning them or mentioning the way I interacted with them or not. Actions have consequences. His consequence was that. Not gonna say it because of guidelines and stuff like that, but that was his consequence. It is what it is. All I want to say is I have seen some interesting stuff. Some people I expected to, cried, and some people where I was like, you were cried. The thing about this that I want to highlight is yet again, gaming is dragged into this debate, into this conversation. I still didn't forget when I seen articles where motherfuckers was saying that not gonna say his name, but the leader of the Mario Party, they were saying that he learned how to be an assassin through playing Among Us. And if you play Among Us, you would know that that game doesn't create or cause violence. And over the years, there have been tons and tons and tons of studies that have shown that games don't cause people to be violent. If you're a naturally, and I've said it once and I'll say it again, if you are a naturally violent person, video games ain't gonna change that. Cause you know what I always find interesting, now that I think about it? Well, what I now find interesting now that I think about it, what about the cozy games? Because there's a whole genre, and I'm gonna Google it just to show y'all I'm not making shit up. There's a whole genre of gaming called cozy games. The 35 best cozy games on Steam getting me through 2025. 10 cozy games to play to get to know me. Cozy games, Pokey, play online for free. What is the best cozy games r/cozy gamers? And if you don't understand how Reddit works, there's different communities on Reddit and places where they gather, and all of those communities have a name that start with r/ because that's the name of the website, Reddit. So each community starts with r/ then the name of the community. So the fact that there's a community named r/cozy gamers means there's a community, a very large community of people who play a specific style of games called cozy games. Now, just in case you're a little bit fucking stupid and you can't tell what a cozy game is, I want to look up the proper Google definition so I can tell you. Boom. Let's go to Wiki. Let me zoom in on that in case any old niggas is watching. According to Wikipedia, they define a cozy games in Commonwealth English, is a video game which emphasizes non-violence and reaction. Let me repeat myself. A cozy game is a video game which emphasizes non-violence and relaxation, initially derived from the life simulation genre. Cozy games commonly include activities such as gathering and growing plants, something that's non-violent, very calming, very beneficial for the environment, and nurturing other characters. They often have open-ended goals that encourage self-expression, and might I add a word, positive self-expression. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is just because, like life, you have an infinite amount of choices to do whatever you want to do. So whenever this debate about gaming and it causing violence comes up, I find that shit stupid, because they always talk about the Call of Duties, but they never talk about the Animal Crossings. They always talk about the Dooms, but they never talk about the fucking Minecraft, which, yes, that's technically a cozy game. They always talk about the goddamn what's another hyper violent game? Oh, they always talk about the Gears of War, but they never talk about the fucking Stardew Valleys. I could keep going on and on and on. They always talk about the Halos, but they never talk about the Terrarias. Just like in life, you can choose to play any type of game. So to say that gaming gets people, desensitizes people to violence in any way, shape, or form, that's bullshit. Because there's non-violent games for you to play. There's violent games for you to play. Just like in real life, there's non-violent things for you to do, and there's violent things for you to do. So how the fuck are you gonna blame? And I'm not saying this article in particular is saying it. I'm just talking about the conversation in general. How the fuck do you blame violent things on video games when games like Minecraft exist? You can't even, well, you can't attack things in Minecraft. When games like Animal Crossing exist, a game that has no attack button. The most violent, deadass, this hand on the Bible, the most violent thing you can do in Animal Crossing is catch a fucking butterfly. Catch a butterfly. The most violent thing you could do in Animal Crossing is eat a piece of chicken. But they blaming the genre that has stuff like that on things like this? Come on, dog. Y'all been doing this shit since the 90s. Give it the fuck up. Like, bro, like, whenever I see situations like this, like I said, my first initial reaction is always along the lines of, come on, man. Come on, man. Like, how? How? Like I said, there's a bunch of things. Oh, just to let you know, I'm gonna try and fix it again today because that shit is annoying. But the exclamation point giveaway thing isn't working. But do stay to chill and vibe. The giveaway, it's a free link to my Discord and some good vibes during this stream. But I mean, we're not in the good vibes part right now, but that kind of goes back into what I was saying. In life, you can choose to do anything. In life, you can see a homeless person on the street, right? You got multiple options. You could walk away from the homeless person. You could give the homeless person some money. You could give the homeless person some prayers. Or you could pull out your dick and take a piss on that nigga. It's infinite options, infinite choices. You could do whatever you want. It's up to you to choose though. And that's the same thing about video games and about choices in life. So I find it interesting that this conversation always comes over to video games. They don't never say that this conversation, I don't never see this conversation with TV shows. I don't never see this conversation with books, with nothing else but video games. You don't find that strange? You don't find that weird? You don't find that suspicious? Because I do. Anyway, I just more so wanted to pull this up and talk about the headline, but if this article isn't too long, I'll look at the tweets they source, but I'm gonna skim through the actual article. Utah governor, blah, blah, blah. Utah governor, dickhead, blanks, blank, radicalized by video games, Reddit culture, and memification of society. Let me hear the direct quote. And then if it's stupid, which I'm guessing it probably will be, I'll go back and forth with it. Someone call? Oh, no. Okay, we'll watch the footage, then we'll go over it.
That happened in a fairly... Governor, I want to ask you about something you said on Friday. You said, quote, there was a radicalization that happened in a fairly short amount of time. How was the suspect radicalized? How quickly did it happen?
Well, again, those are pieces of information that we're still gathering, trying to understand. We do know.
Cover your ass talk.
And again, this has been well publicized that this was a very normal young man, a very smart young man, 4.0 student. I think it's a 34 on the ACT. Went to my alma mater, Utah State University, but was only there for a very short amount of time.
Whenever a Negro, whenever a person of color, whenever anybody of the melanated variety does a crime, I ain't never in my fucking life hear them say, he was a 4.0 GPA. I never heard that shit. I've never in my life seen an instance where a black person committed a crime and they said he was a Filipino student. Like, bro, treat him like how you treat everybody else. You about justice and fairness, right? That's what the government's supposed to do. They supposed to be just and fair, right? Get off that nigga dick. That's all I heard just now, bro. That's all I heard. In any other fucking situation, they would have called us a violent thug criminal. But him, oh, he was a 4.0 GPA student. And I'm not saying they should call him a violent thug criminal or nothing like that. I'm just saying that's an interesting thing I noticed. Let's keep going though.
Dropped out after less than one semester, and it seemed to happen kind of after that. After he had moved back to the southern part of Utah. Clearly, there was a lot of gaming going on. Friends that have confirmed that there was kind of that deep dark internet, the Reddit culture, and these other dark places of the internet where.
You know what's a question I would love to ask? What the fuck is Reddit culture in his opinion, number one? Because I know the real answer. I would just like to hear them stumble over their words while they say it. And two, what the fuck do games have to do with it? Like, I want to hear how the bullshit way he links games to this. Maybe he says something that's completely valid that I haven't considered. Maybe.
Where this person was going deep.
Also, for those of y'all who don't know how to read this, how to look at this R next to Utah says that he is a Republican governor. Just in case you didn't know.
And you saw that on the casings. I think I didn't have any idea what those inscriptions, many of those inscriptions even meant.
So I don't remember what they were besides the hey fascists take this, but there were different inscriptions on the bullets that were in the magazine that he shot old boy with, and just look up the inscriptions for yourself because I'm too lazy, but them shits had me crying.
But they are, they're certainly the memification that is happening in our society today.
So you're blaming somebody get blicked down, not because of lowly regulated gun laws, not because of mental health, not because of like people saying things that could have real consequences, not because of poverty, none of that. The government is perfect. They have no part in this. Zero part of what the government did is a problem. But we know what we'll blame it on because we have to blame it on something that ain't got shit to do with us. Memes. Funny little internet. Nigga, I've been looking at funny little internet prescriptions and inscriptions since I've been like 13. I ain't never go boom a nigga in the net. The fuck are you talking about? Memes don't desensitize nobody to not a goddamn thing.
Governor, I want to delve into some of the messaging that we have heard.
I swear, they just be saying shit just to say shit, it feel like sometimes. And we'll look at the second tweet, because I got to get on and talk about this other shit. He's using the Halo meme. Whether that person faces a firing squad and firing squad. Wait. There's no way that's still legal. Wait. Nah, I don't. You know what? I don't ever trust the AI overview. All right, let's check out this USA Today article. Within hours of the blah blah blah, it became official. But the decision opens the door since Utah allowed. What? In 2025, yo, Yo, that's fucking hilarious. That is fucking wait, let me read the reader's context note. For the blah blah blah, serve under the elites as a part of the fictional alien interspecies called the Covenant. Also, studies have exonerated blah blah blah. Oh, okay, cool. But what I wanted to say is, don't you find it crazy? Like, bro, I swear to you, God has a sense of humor. Y'all don't find it crazy that he boomed somebody in the neck and their solution is you shot somebody? Shoot his ass back! That's not crazy to y'all? That don't seem like backwards logic to y'all? Why is that legal? Why is it legal to stand a nigga in a field and have however many people go like this far away and shoot his ass? Like, I can understand an electric chair. Well, actually, the reason why they got rid of electric chairs is because it's kind of crazy to shock a nigga, have him go and die a little bit. But I can understand lethal injection. Firing squad? That's actual torture. You making that nigga suffer more than is necessary. Nah, I don't know about that one, Chief. But my guess is the accused blank will probably have been motivated more by Halo and similar fantasy role-playing than by substantive political discord. The game features grunts versus elites. I'm guessing nobody wants to be an elite. Okay, so my question about this quote is, since America has started, political violence has existed. Video games came about, let's say, the 70s, just to give you some grace. Video games came about in the 70s. So from, when was America established? It was like 1782. By the way, that's something that you would have to know if you were testing to become an immigrant. And I was born and raised here, learned the history of this country backwards and forwards, the actual history, and I still don't know that. 1776. So the 1770s, the 1870s, the 1970s. America was around for 300 centuries before video games existed, and all types of violence was happening. The world violence has been around since cavemen were digging in their ass and going, "Oonga boonga, don't take my food." Gaming has been around for less than one human lifetime, but gaming encourages violence? I don't know, chat. Kinda crazy. And this one I kind of want to skim over. It's basically saying that New York details that it plans to have online verification rules. Now, technically speaking, none of this shit can affect me because I'm 24. I'm way the fuck over 18. But I just want to read over it and see what bullshit that everybody got to go through. Last year, New York joined a wave of states passing legislation aimed at protecting minors using the internet, blah, blah, blah. In particular, the rule will require online platforms to confirm the ages of niggas using it before showing them algorithmically curated feeds or sending them niggas notifications at night. What the fuck? That's very specific. The Attorney General's approach allows sites to choose their method of age verification as long as approaches are shown to be effective. It's not specific. New York will also require age confirmation method that does not rely on having a government issue ID. I don't know how I feel about that one. There's also a component of parental consent in the SAFE Act. That what I mostly wanted to know is how they were enacting this, and I don't like this. Because age verification, I understand its purpose, but the thing about age verification and why I will never be 100% down with it, why I will 100% never like it, is because it's like, bro, oh shit, I just realized I never changed. Oh wait, no, I left it in that category for a reason. But like, bro, it's, to me, it's weird for the simple fact that like, how like, I'm trying to find a way to put it in words that makes sense. Okay, so when it comes to age verification, since I've been 14, I've been able to access any website I've wanted to, no matter what. And that's partially because the government wasn't privy to shit like this. So most websites that had air quotes mature and or adult content were just having pop-ups saying, hey nigga, you 18? And you had the option to click yes or no. And you know, me being a little niglet, I would just click no. So like, if there was a website like for a mature video game or something like that, like let's say Steam, where I wanted to look at something like, I don't know, well, Gears of War didn't exist, but something like Gears of War, I could just click yes, 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 I'm over 18. Whenever I sign up for websites, nigga, this account is probably the first account I've made online where I put my actual fucking birthday. All my other accounts before then, like before 2024, I don't think I put my real age on none of them bitches. So like, it's been ways. If it was that simple to get around it then, and it was that easy for me as a jittery to know how to get around it then, what makes you think the jitteries of the future aren't gonna find ways to get around it? I don't know, just some food for thought. No system is perfect, but Oh, I was gonna talk about this more in depth, but if you are a developer and you are watching this and you want to put your hentai game on Steam and put it in early access, it's not happening, buddy. You can't. That's a no-go. Another thing I wanted to talk about, and I was gonna go over this, but I kind of don't give a fuck. Not gonna hold you. Wait, is that the whole article? No, there's more. Yeah, I kind of don't give a fuck. That being said, if you are here on this stream, simply all you must do is reload your tab in a couple seconds, because I'm gonna upload a TikTok real quick and I will be our motherfucking bitch.